We're given the vertices and one of the asymptotes of a hyperbola, and we need to find its equation and graph it. Let's start by graphing what we have. Here's our vertices. Now the line y equals negative x over 2. The y-intercept is 0, 0, and we rise negative 1 or go down 1 and run 2. So our line goes like this. Our center will be halfway between the vertices, and because our vertices are on the x-axis, we're going to open sideways rather than up and down. We will also have another asymptote with the exact opposite slope, so y equals x over 2 is also an asymptote. So we have enough information to graph it now. Now, one of the ways to find the asymptote was to make a box, and you went over your A and then you go up B. And at 6, x over 2 was 3, so that means that our B is 3. We can write our equation now. It'll be x squared over a squared because it's opening sideways, minus y squared over b squared equals 1. There's our equation. We have the foci and one of the asymptotes of a hyperbola, and we'd like to find its equation and graph it. Well, let's graph what we have. Square root of 41 is less than square root of 49 and greater than square root of 36. So it's between 6 and 7. So we have 1 plus a number that's a little more than 6, a little less than 7. And we'll have 1 minus that. It's about here. Halfway between those is negative 2, 1. That tells us our center. And the distance from the center to the foci is c, so we have that c is the square root of 41. Now let's graph the asymptote. This line is y equals 4/5 x, shifted left 2 and up 1, because x is replaced by x plus 2, y is replaced by y minus 1. So we can just start at negative 2, 1 and use that the slope is 4/5. So rise 4, run 5. That goes right through the center. So we also have a line that goes through the center with the exact opposite slope. And its equation will be the same, except we have a negative in front of the 4/5. So let's graph that. Start at the center, but this time we go down 4 over 5. Now, if we had been given the equation and needed to graph it, we would have graphed the asymptotes by going up A and over B. So our slope would have been A over B. And we know our slope of our line is 4/5. Make it positive rather than negative because A and B are positive. So let's solve for one of these. Might as well solve for A since it's in the numerator. And let's use that b squared equals c squared minus a squared. So we'll have b squared, okay, c squared will be 41, minus a squared. We're going to get, if we plug in 4b over 5, we're going to get 16b squared, what's a b, over 25. If we get all the b squareds on one side, and b squared is 25. Equals plus or minus 5, but we choose b to be positive. And since b is 5, if you plug in 5 in our formula for a, you get that a is 4. That means we can find our vertices. We're going to go from the center up and down 4, and now we can graph it. There's our graph. For our equation, it's going to look like y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1. So let's plug in, and there you have it.